Hi guys, welcome to the weekly Fearless Energy Update for February 28th to March 6th. Yes, I know it's March 1st and we're doing this for February 28th. We're getting a little bit of a late start. I had some family business to take care of this weekend, so I wasn't able to get the video out yesterday, but this is a really amazing week that's coming up that we're going to be talking about. The energies, we've been talking about how things are going to start softening and how things are going to start picking up and feeling a little bit sweeter as we get further into 2021. And this week is kind of the start of that. I think it's sort of a catalyst or a catapult forward. Before we get started with the energies, couple of things really quick. We have the Love Soul workshop available now where we are learning how to fully embody self-love, because that's where it all starts, you guys. And this energy that we're moving into, we really want to be able to take these opportunities that we have this year and put all of our power into it. And the way that we do that is by loving ourselves, really having faith, really believing in ourselves, really embodying and mastering what self-love looks like. I think for a while we've been talking about, the outside part of self-love where we buy ourselves flowers or we take baths or we have our favorite dinner, we treat ourselves, right, with material things to feel a little bit better. This is going to be about really diving into your soul and really finding out what that is, that special part of who you are, to really fully master and embody what love looks and feels like within yourself, because it's unique within everybody. We also have beautiful t-shirts along. These are limited edition t-shirts, only available for March. All of that you can find on my website, fearlessintuition.net, or you can click the description box below and get all of that information there as well. I also have a really cool astrology class that we're going to be starting in April, just to kind of get you guys interested or excited about that. I'm going to be teaching about how to read your own astrology chart, because that's really where it kind of starts for a lot of people in understanding what astrology is. So that's going to be a 4-week class, and that will be available starting later on this week. I'll keep everybody updated on that if you want to check out the community tab. And of course, if you want to get further in depth of the weekly energies, including tarot readings, you can go on over to the memberships. It's as little as $6 a month to be in the memberships, and you get a whole bunch of videos and class information, a member discount. It's really, really fun. And we have a Discord server that we all kind of like hang out on. So that's really exciting. All of that information is in the description box. So I'm not really going to go day to day quite yet. I want to talk about some of the bigger energies that are happening this week. After that full moon in Virgo, man, that was the purge of a lifetime. I don't know about you guys, but I think almost everybody really had to dig super, super deep and find those pieces of themselves that they weren't necessarily happy with. A lot of times we shove everything that we don't want to see about ourselves really deep down, and we don't really admit. We don't admit when we know that we have something that we need to change, or something that we need to evolve with, or something that we need to pay attention to take kind of accountability and responsibility for our lives. And man, that Virgo moon, she was a little bit judgy. She really put her thumb down and said, this is what you're going to learn. This is what you're going to do. But it really set us up for some amazing energies that are happening this week. Mars has been in Taurus for the last couple of months. And, we've been talking a lot about how everything just feels so slow and so stagnant. And we've all been very hungry and wanting to eat a lot and just kind of not really feeling like we can get projects moving forward, things off the ground. We went through that Mercury retrograde, and it has just kind of been like molasses doing that. And this was all really in preparation for you to take a few beats, take a few moments, really kind of sit back and allow yourself to relax and get ready for these quick energies. We don't have any planets that are retrograde for the next 2 months. We're not going to have any planets that are retrograde. And so, we have this amazing opportunity to catapult ourselves into new directions as Mars shifts from Taurus into Gemini. So Mars is moving into Taurus or into Gemini on Wednesday, but at the beginning of the week, I want you to recognize as we get into that last degree of Taurus energy and we move into the first degree of the Gemini energy, what themes are coming up in your life in a really big way, because Mars in Gemini will be meeting with the North Node, which is also in Gemini. And the North Node, the nodes are, where those eclipses are born, and we have 4 eclipses this year. And so there's going to be this really big theme around your purpose in life and the direction that you're going to be going in. And that Virgo full moon was meant to help you purge and make room and make space so you can fully step into your power, so you can fully step into the life that was meant for you, the life that, that you formed before you even born, your soul purpose. And moving in that direction and taking that journey is going to be super, super effective if you use these energies right. Everything's going to be picking up pace as Mars moves into Gemini. Gemini is about the mind. Gemini rules or is ruled by the 3rd house. And so it's about siblings and the mind and communication and taking action in a lot of those areas and letting your mind lead you. But if your mind is scattered and chaotic and not really, allowing yourself to take time and take opportunities slowly, this is going to be a jumbled up mess for you as we move in. So that Virgo full moon had to clear out some of those energies, bring you sort of back to center and make you recognize maybe where you've been allowing your own self to fall short and not really paying attention to your own needs and desires and wants. So Mars moving into Gemini, and the last degree of Taurus, as it's going to kind of be a little bit painful. It'll be like squeezing like the last of the ketchup out of the bottle or squeezing the last of the mustard out. Like, can I just get the rest of that? And Taurus is the sign of value and our material items and career and that's sort of been an emphasis. And if you've been feeling like everything is moving really, really slow when it comes to the things that you want and the things that you value and the direction that you want to go in, this Mars ingress into Gemini is going to be pretty amazing, and it's going to sort of help all of us start moving in a direction and catapulting us forward. The same day, we also have a Venus sextiling with Uranus, and Venus is rules Taurus, right? So, and it also rules Libra, but it's about love and beauty and values and our monetary values and self-love too. It's a lot of ways of like how you can be of value to others and how you actually value others. And Uranus, of course, is that planet of change and transformation, and it's sitting there in Taurus, and it's really shaking up that fixed earth energy quite a bit. And because this Uranus energy is already kind of sweetened by that Taurus energy, and a sextile is a very easy aspect. It's a very lovely aspect between 2 planets. It's a relationship of kind of like a dance, like a really nice soft dance between the 2. And so this could be, very unexpected love coming into your life, but it could also be unexpected money coming into your life, unexpected news coming into your life that's going to bring a lot of value to your life as well, especially since we have Mercury conjuncting Jupiter for the 3rd time after the Mercury retrograde that we went through. Having that Mercury conjunct Jupiter in the sign of Aquarius. Aquarius is about the revolution, right? We've talked about this sign of Aquarius before, and so having that Mercury conjunct within this revolutionary sign 3 different times, it's really helping us to understand how things need to change and how things are pushing forward and how things are creating a sense of community outside of ourselves, right? Outside of our small little box that we've placed in, and we're sort of like broadening our horizons. But, Mercury with Jupiter, they've been in a really, really tight conjunction since January. So everybody's been extremely talkative. Everybody's been really, putting themselves out there and showing up. It's really interesting how I have even recognized that the most introverted people are actually like communicating and coming out and really being a little bit more expressive than they usually are. And with this Mars and Gemini energy also, that's just more air. We're moving really into a time from all of that really strong earth energy that we had with Capricorn. We're moving into this really, we've been in it for a couple of months, but it's time to allow ourselves to take that mind journey and open our minds up a lot more than where it was. And I think that this is going to be an amazing catalyst. This week is going to be an amazing catalyst to it. Okay, so let's go day to day just to kind of like give us an idea of what each of the day energies are going to be. And if you would like a little bit more in depth for the energies, I do a lot of teaching the members in the memberships, all of the members. I do a lot of teaching things from my own life on a daily basis there. So it's pretty cool to be able to show and integrate all of the energies that are happening, and then you kind of get a glimpse of your own life, and you can kind of see that from your perspective too. So if you'd like a little bit deeper introspective look at the daily energies, the membership is going to be that thing for you. All right, so of course yesterday, Sunday, the 28th, we had the moon in Virgo. It was still sort of in the full moon phase, and it was opposing Neptune, and it was a very sweet, very dreamy kind of energy, but also recognizing where we're placing our illusions and where we need to create the distance from our illusions and allow ourselves to see things in a more realistic way. It was beautiful where we had that physical Virgo healing and the spiritual Pisces healing. Oh, I loved it. It was painful. Like, I'm not going to lie, you guys, that full moon was really, really painful to lead up to it. I wanted to get this video done last week so that I could post it on Sunday, and there was no way that was happening before I left for Oklahoma on Friday. So here we are on Monday. But it was beautiful, and it was really, really amazing. And then of course the moon shifted to Libra yesterday, later in the afternoon. Today, Monday, we have an early day moon opposition to Chiron in Aries. And so, when we have an opposition with any planets, but especially with a moon planet, especially in a full moon phase, right? We're still sort of in that full moon phase. This is giving us an opportunity to end some kind of story that we had based around our woundings. Chiron is the wounded healer. We've talked about that before. Chiron being in Aries is that warrior wounding. It's like we all are sort of standing up for ourselves. Like, hey, I'm not going to take that kind of pressure from you. I'm not going to take that kind of, pain from you anymore. The triggers feel more powerful than they do in like a desperation kind of way. It feels like we have a little bit more power and a little less desperation, if you will. So we have the ending of a really big wound. There's also a wounded story. There's also a trine to Saturn, and it's really asking you, the moon trine to Saturn is really asking you what you learned from that lesson. What did you learn from that? Allowing yourself to wrap those wounds up, allowing yourself to fully clarify what was happening and moving forward. And now we've got it done. And we want to put that all, to the side and process it and allow ourselves to fully step into our power. So it's really amazing when we have that kind of awareness and we're looking at exactly what we learned from that trigger, right? And that trigger did not create the wound. I'm going to remind you guys that we had that wound already existed before we had that trigger happen, right? You couldn't have been triggered if that wound didn't already exist within you. So really pay attention to what's happening on Monday and Tuesday in those last degrees as Mars is in Taurus. Really see how your values are kind of, how you're wrapping up the story of what your values used to look like, because I guarantee you your values look 100% different than they did last year, And if they don't, then there hasn't been enough change and evolution. And I can't imagine moving from 2020 to 2021 that you didn't have enough change and evolution to see your values in a different kind of light, in a different kind of setting. We're also, the moon is also going to be trining Mercury and Jupiter. And so it's going to be really good to be able to just talk about your feelings and express. Man, I love the Libra moon because it really helps to balance situations out, and we can be super diplomatic under a Libra moon. And I think that Monday is going to be a really good day. If you need to have a conversation with somebody, today would be the day to do that. Monday would be the day to do that for sure. Tuesday, we're going to have mostly a void moon in Libra, and then shifting into Scorpio later on in the day. So Tuesday is going to be one of those days where it might feel like it's really hard to get some things done because we're going to have a void moon for a while. But just remind yourself that allowing yourself to flow with the energy, because if you try and force something, a void moon means that it's sort of floating before it moves into the next sign. There aren't any aspects that are happening to it. There aren't any major events that are going on. And so it's sort of just, Luna is just kind of like drifting through the sky and just waiting for her opportunity to move into the next sign. And of course, Scorpio, as she moves into Scorpio, that's a more deeper introspective sign. I think that we're going to be feeling that the Scorpio moon in a different kind of way as we move into Wednesday. Wednesday is the day when we have the Venus sextile Uranus. Venus is in Pisces, Uranus is in Taurus. And then we also are going to have Mars moving into Gemini. And so Mars is going to be moving into Gemini later. It'll be later on in the evening. So it might even be Thursday for some of you all over across the pond, not in the States. Some of you, this might actually be happening really, really early in the morning on Thursday, the Mars moving into Gemini. But Wednesday is going to be that opportunity for you to see that final degree of Taurus. Really pay attention to the themes that are coming up, because those, as Mars gets closer to Gemini, it's going to be sparking and activating and catalyzing the eclipses that we're going to be having later on this year. May and June, we have the first set of eclipses, and then in November and December, we have another set of eclipses, but there's going to be a theme wrapped around that, and it's going to be different for everybody. So really pay attention to what's happening this week. Pay attention to the lessons you're learning. Really pay attention to the projects that you're wrapping up and the people that you're talking to, and how you're interacting with everybody, because again, Mars is the sign of communication, and with Aquarius, it's about the humanity of things. And as Mars progresses further into Gemini, and we'll talk about this in the coming weeks, it's going to have really sweet aspects to Saturn and really sweet aspects to Mercury and Jupiter, and giving us an opportunity to catalyze our thoughts and our plans and the things that we've really been wanting to do. This is going to be a week of great energy to push projects forward. We've been waiting for that for so long, and Mercury comes out of his shadow period next week. And so the more we're moving forward and we're pushing forward, it's just going to feel so much nicer than it has really been for the last year and a half. Like, this is going to be a much sweeter and a much nicer week than we've had for a while. So just really pay attention to the themes that are coming up for you as Mars ingresses into Gemini, because this Mars in Gemini is incredibly insightful. This is going to be a very, very insightful transit for everybody. Thursday, of course, the moon will be in Scorpio trining Neptune. Mercury is going to be conjuncting Jupiter. This is just going to be an all over really good vibe. Having the moon trining Neptune is a very, very sweet thing. Having the Scorpio moon trining Neptune is a very, very sweet thing. And we won't feel the pressure. There's not going to be the pressure of that Scorpio moon of deep transformation. Yes, we can still deeply transform while we're happy. That's the thing, is a lot of people don't understand that you don't have to be in the depths of hell. You don't have to be torturing yourself and torturing your mind and torturing the way you're just yourself in general to feel that deep transformation. This can be about joy too, and it can be about happiness and love and that soul guidance that we're all really, really craving right now. So really get in touch with your soul during this moon in Scorpio transit, because again, there's going to be a lot of stories that are going to come up and a lot of things that are going to come up this week that are going to continue to show themselves throughout the year. literally throughout the year. Friday, the moon shifts into Sagittarius, and we'll be trining Chiron, squaring Venus, conjuncting the Sun and the South Node as we're there. And it's going to be like, I feel like Friday and Saturday are going to be kind of like nostalgic energy. I feel like there's going to be so much information flying around and so many thoughts that are happening, and it's just going to be in general a really, really fun, joyful week. There's not many moments this week that can bring you into sadness or pain. There will be a couple of triggering moments. Of course, every single time we have a moon aspect to Chiron, that can really trigger us and bring up a lot of emotional things. So I think probably the biggest thing, and especially with that Sagittarius moon at the end of the week, it will be trining Chiron. And so there really is going to be some kind of emotional story or like some kind of information that may come up during that time, but it's all to benefit you pushing forward. This is not really a time for us to be sad. You know, this isn't really a time for us to be all crunched up. Saturn is moving, you know, Jupiter has moved away from Saturn in Aquarius. Saturn is starting to break away from that square with Uranus. And so the pressure of what we've been feeling, that thumb, you know, that kind of catalog, you know, it was like it crescendoed at the Virgo moon, and we're just not really feeling that anymore. So this is going to be a really, really lovely week. And I, for one, am excited for a lot of the things that are being, you know, I'm starting in my own personal journey. And I've just sort of been groomed up to this point. And that's really the way that I like to look at it, is that the universe, and you are the universe, right? We just groom ourselves to the next point and continue to groom ourselves. And if that means that we have to groom ourselves in a way where we have to be triggered and we have to look at the depths of who we are and look at all of that pain and sadness and bring it up and allow ourselves to release it so we can fully step into our power, then that's what needs to happen. So for some of us, the journey is a little bit harder than for others. I know that I have not had an easy journey, but I just like to make the best of it. Like, it's not something that I dwell on. It's not something that I like to sit in. But I've also learned fully how to love myself through all of it too. And that was not an easy process. And I want to help you guys do that as well. So I would love to see you at the Love Soul Workshop at the end of the month on March 21st. It's going to be amazing. We're really going to be diving super, super deep. And these are not self-love techniques that tell you to take a bath or whatever. This is really going to show you how to find your own unique way of loving yourself. And because I think that everybody has it, you know, we all have different energy signatures, and there's no one cookie cutter way to do it. So let's do this together. I love you guys. I hope you have a wonderful week. Thanks for your patience on this video. I'll see you soon. Bye.